great first day to start off this new season of fall. Saw some pretty great clouds pushing through. Of course, that cold front with some showers pushing through about 6 to 7 p.m. Now we're dealing with some of those cooler temperatures, and we're going to see the chance for some additional development of rain going into the next few hours. We'll take a look at that on the Futurecast here in just a few moments. Current temperatures at the 10 p.m. hour down to 70 degrees here in San Angelo, and a good 20 degree spread across the entire Concho Valley right now. Coming in at 63 up there in Sterling City, 83 down there in Junction as well as Sonora. Temperatures all over the place with 60s for some of our northern counties and then 80s and 70s down there to the south right now. And as we're looking at the entire state, you can see where that cold front is pushing right through the Concho Valley. Junction will be feeling some of that cooler weather soon as well. Down in San Antonio at that 87 degree mark. Dallas also at 87 degrees. Still waiting to get in on some of that cooler air. So I'm pretty grateful we have it here in our area already. And going into these next few days, we see this long wave trough pushing across the entire central United States. That's what brought us our cold front today. But then if you keep your eye on it, we're going to see this trough working in and then start to cut off from the main flow of the jet stream. You see a little bit of a hurricane coming up there into Florida. We'll take a closer look at that as well. But what this cutoff low is going to do is really going to sustain those cooler temperatures for us, keeping us in those 80s, thankfully. But as far as rain goes, we're going to be on the drier side of this low, so not looking at too much in terms of that rain. And we're going to see that pretty well here on the moisture tracker. You can see where this front is pushing through pretty good right now. But then going into Tuesday and Wednesday, that's where we get that reinforcing shot of dry, colder air. That's where it goes from those blues and greens into more of those light greens, even maybe seeing some browns working into the region. That's going to be that drier air coming our way. Current severe weather outlook for tomorrow, targeting areas from Arkansas into the Tennessee and Kentucky area here down in Texas. Luckily, we're avoiding most of that severe weather. Everything tomorrow should stay sub-severe for the most part, but we're still included in the entire Concho Valley for some of that just general thunderstorm risk. I don't think we're going to see as much going into tomorrow as we did see today, though. Current satellite and radar showing you where mostly that Concho Valley bubble is alive for the most part. Most of those storms were just off to the north of our region, as well as just to the southwest there of Crockett County. Crockett County getting in on some of that rain. But we were talking about that hurricane getting in on the Gulf. You could see it on the upper level pattern. Here's what the National Hurricane Center has, pushing it through the Yucatan Channel there. Over the next 2 days, about a 50% chance of development, and over the next 7 days, a good 80% chance of development, but luckily looks to stay well to the east of Texas as we're going into this week ahead. Back to the Concho Valley, you can see where most of that rain right now, off towards Coleman right now, as well as down there towards Ozona. And when we turn on the radar, you can see still a few of those isolated showers around the region, that main storm over there towards Big Lake right now. But as we go into the Futurecast, that's where we're going to see the chance for some additional development. Rain totals really isolated to some of our northern counties for that inch to half an inch. Here in San Angelo, the north side of town got in at about 3/10 of an inch here at the station, but the south side of town, the airport, not recording anything, unfortunately. Futurecast, here's what we're talking about, the chance for some of that additional development. Going into the overnight hours, could see some scattered showers and storms. Going into tomorrow afternoon, that's where things start to calm down once again. So definitely don't cancel those plans for tomorrow as we go throughout the day, and then going into your Tuesday as well. Things look to continue drying out going into the week ahead, luckily. So we're going to be seeing some pretty dry weather as well as those cooler temperatures for this first week of fall. Going into these overnight hours looking much cooler than yesterday, down to 63 degrees. And of course, on the lookout for some of those scattered thunderstorms. Tomorrow looking a little bit better after we get through lunchtime. Only up to that 76 degree mark, looking very much like fall. Then we get a little bit of a rebound for Tuesday where we get back up to 85 degrees. There's that reinforcing shot of colder, drier air. Those temperatures start to continue to go down into those lower 80s before next weekend. They push back up towards that 90 degree mark. That's all for your 7-day forecast, but stick around for more KSAN news after.